Whatever it is, whatever time you're at. Hopefully today we don't get too much background noise. We're having some pavers done out front and out back, and it's quite loud. They've got a lot of like banging machines going on. So I've been listening to that as my background music all week. So that's been super fun. I wanted to go live this morning because it has been a couple weeks since I went live to talk about the Fireside Crochet Course plus ebook, which is still available. It's been in a launch period, but lucky me, I kind of was out of the office a lot over the last couple weeks. I had family come into town. And then if you caught this on social media, I had some very, very special guests in town last week. Take me back to last week. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I want to do it again. I want to do it again now. But Caitlin from We Crochet was here, Michelle from MJ's Off the Hook, and Hannah from Hand Jam Crochet. They were all with me last week, and we had a really fun time at Disney. And yes, we played a lot. We played hard. We also worked hard. We have some really fun and exciting things coming this year for some collaborations, of course. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So a little bit of work, a lot of play. I'm not going to lie. Good food, good company. And it is such a treat to be together with people that we've bonded online. I don't know if you've ever made an online crochet friend. I've made several. I've made quite a few. But it is so exciting when you get to see each other in person. And I promise you, if you're really good friends online, sometimes you're like, ooh, are we going to mesh in person? Is it going to be different in person than when we chat online? And it was so natural. It just feels so good to see them in person. And it's the same friendship, because sometimes you wonder, like, when you're continents apart, what it will be like when you're in person. I can say it was magical. It was totally magical to see these wonderful business women and to be able to not just work with them. Woo, that was a big bang. No, Luna. To not just work with them, but to be able to have some fun and play together too, because that was literally a dream come true. Good morning, Allison. Good morning, Chris. Oh, Allison, she started the sweater. That's so amazing. I also just want to note really quick, talking about really good friends as the banging keeps going. I don't know if you can hear it. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. If you can hear that banging, let me know. Hopefully it's not disturbing us too much. But we had in our Facebook community group and everywhere on social media, I'm just going to say this out loud because it's very evident to me who is not here today. And that is Christine Hall. She was an admin in my group for quite a few years. I had the good fortune of meeting her in person. Lovely, lovely woman. And unfortunately, she passed away just a couple of months ago. And I have to say, it's like we meet people in this community and you become really, really bonded. And it's been really hard. Whenever I've gone live, Christine was always there. I don't think she missed a live, and she was always commenting and so encouraging. And so that really means a lot to us designers. And I trust me, we see it, we know it's there, and we are very aware when it's not. And we're friends, we're a community, we're really close. I know that a lot of our interactions happen this way, where I'm chatting and I'm reading your comments or we're typing back and forth. But I promise every single comment you make, every single encouraging word you make to me or anyone else who's attempting crochet, it really means a lot. It's a friendship, and it's amazing. And what a great way to live life, by connecting with people through this crafting community we may not have met otherwise. So I love how it bonds us together and we have this beautiful community. So I want to talk today, jumped online. Yeah, Chris Lopez, it was such a loss. Chris Lopez, I'm sure you've run into Christine Hall on these lives too. She was an amazing woman and very, very missed. I wanted to, Luna may have to come up here. I can't get her out of my office lately. She will just kind of hide and pout. And she's like, no, I know you're trying to kick me out. I'm staying. So Fireside Crochet Course. This one's super, super fun. So I am wearing the campside cardi today. This is one of my favorites. So the funny thing is, when I made this course, I made 4 different designs, 3 of them color work. But then for the 4th one, I thought, let's take a break from color work and let's do some knit look stitches. So the whole collection looks knit with the way that we're doing these stitches, but this is a bit of a different one. Super fun. You can see the stretch. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. And even though this is super simple, made flat in one big long piece, and then the sleeves are made flat and sewn on, it's fantastic. It's a really simplistic stitch repeat, but the results are amazing. And I love the drape. I love the wear. This is going to become a staple in my closet. This is the second one I've made. Confession time. I only seamed this 3 days ago, but the pieces have been sitting in a box in like a basket for a year. So if you're like me, I know a lot of times on social media as designers, we look like we are constantly pumping stuff out, and we are, but we also have those whip baskets that haunt us, and we have projects sitting unfinished, sometimes for a year. So I had made one that you see on all the images on my sisters. And then I made this one for myself because I loved it and I had more yarn in a different color and it's just fantastic. But of course, I had whipped it up and then I'm not going to lie, seaming is not my favorite thing to do. So seaming kind of took a bit longer for me. Good morning. Oh, someone's vacation. Oh my gosh. Can we all say how jealous we are right now that we have a community member that says vacationing in the Bahamas and watching at the pool? Girl, I'm going to imagine myself there with you right now because I really don't want to be in the office today. I want to be out in the warm sunshine. So I'm going to imagine, everyone imagine we are with you at the pool in the Bahamas together. I love this togetherness. I love that we are all imagining we are with you by the pool in the Bahamas. That's so much fun. So let's talk really quick about what is in this course. So as you've seen, many of these patterns are actually on the blog for free. There's two reasons why I'm doing that. I really feel like crochet should be accessible and I don't really want anyone to feel left out. And my blog is yes. I've heard the complaints. My blog has a ton of ads on it. And that's how I make revenue from the blog. So if you're going to do the blog, I know, just like take a deep breath and know that there's going to be ads, and that's how I'm able to do it. That's how I'm able to make a little bit of money there for a living. Otherwise, it really wouldn't be worth my time in the office. I'd rather be with my family. But also, if you don't want to view it on the blog and be hopping from blog page to blog page, only 3 of the patterns right now are viewable on the blog. The other one, this one, so this is a really cool colorway. This is the Fawning Over You sweater. This one is a paid only, and this one is in the course, and all of these patterns are in the course. So here's what's in the course. We have this cute Forest Brooks beanie. I cannot find my adult one today. I don't know why, but I have the baby one. And then we have these socks. These are the Woodwalker socks. They're really fun with color work. I actually think I love this color, but if you go online, you'll see them in blue. And I think I like them better with this part in blue. We have the Fawning Over You sweater, top down, color work, knit look stitches. Super fun to make. Just to mention, all of these come with video tutorials because I want to walk you through each important step. And then, of course, the campside cardi, which is also super fun to make. All those are in the course for an amazing low price right now during this launch period. And then, as I've hinted online, I'm going to show you a couple more fun things. I have a hat coming. If you haven't seen that preview, I'm going to show you this hat. It will come next week. It will be in the course, whether you've purchased it previously or you purchase it now. It's going to be in the course. And then there's some other fun things I want to show you that are in the course as well. So here is this cute hat. This one is super fun to make. So this is a cute mushroom hat in several different sizes. I thought it'd be fun to do kind of like a pink version and then your classic tones and colors for mushrooms. This one is coming soon. I know everyone's super excited for it, which makes me super excited to release it. This is such a fun hat to work up. So I've done this hat in 2 different ways. I'm showing it with the French knots, and I have a tutorial on the French knots. But you can also do it color work wise. If you don't want to come back and do the French knots later, you can do these stitches in the color work, and that's how I've written the pattern. If you want to do it in the French knots, you're going to ignore that color altogether and just make it a solid mushroom. So that's really fun to do. I promise French knots are not too complicated. Do a couple and you'll realize, oh, okay, I can whip this up pretty fast. I just thought it was really fun to have that French knot like going on here to pop up. I love it. It's so much fun. So here's the other thing, though, that you only get in the course that I think I'm in love with. I have been doing this for a little while, but I wanted to point it out because I think this is really critical when you're going through your yarn stash and you're picking out colors. So in every single pattern, I have a chart that will look like this. That's in the colors that are often, like the color of the hat, the color of the pattern. And this is what you see to do color work. But here's the thing. If you've ever gone to like seen those tricky things, it's like you're supposed to say the color, but not the word, or vice versa. And like, it'll say the word blue, but blue will be in the color red. And it's really hard for us to go, okay, I'm seeing the color red, but I see the word blue. That's how I feel about charts when It's just this. Like if I want to change colors and I'm saying like, okay, now I want all my blue squares to be red and I want all my gray squares to be black. I had like all of us have kind of a hard time saying, okay, I'm going to see blue, but I'm going to do red. And I feel like I've made mistakes. I feel like mistakes are easy to be made. I feel like it's really hard to see one and do the other. So I've included this, as you can see, where you, at the bottom here, you're going to color in whatever your color A is going to be. So let's say, okay, that's a little bit embarrassing. Even though I have tons of art supplies, I had to borrow this from my sister because all mine like were broken because I have kids. But let's say my color A was going to be a purple. I'm going to simply color this in here so I know, okay, all my color A is going to be purple. And then I can go through this and color all, and it's kind of therapeutic, I'm not going to lie. I can color all my color A's as purple. And that way, when I go to do this work and I like working from charts, it's easy for me to see what color I'm supposed to put where because it's already in the color I'm working with my yarn. So you're just going to match your yarn color with your coloring pencil or crayon or marker or highlighter. And then you're going to color in all the A squares that color. And let's say we wanted to do my color B as this grayish color. Then I'm going to color in the color B as this. And it's so much easier on the brain. We don't want to have to do a ton of thinking when we're crocheting, right? We just want to follow the pattern. We just want to have a great time. We don't want to have to like rip it out when we accidentally put the wrong color in the wrong spot. So these are included in the course only to download and to print and to play with. And the fun thing too is I feel like if you're grabbing yarn from your stash, you can kind of go ahead and see like, okay, does this look good on paper before I start doing it in yarn? And that way we can make sure we're liking how it's looking. Now, I know your color pencils may not match your yarn perfectly, but you kind of get the idea here that this is so much easier on the brain than just looking at a colorful chart. I love it. It really helps me. So this is in the Fireside course for every single pattern that has color work. It will be coming for the mushroom hat as well, because these are two very different colored hats. So it's a very different look and feel. And I like when I look at orange, it's hard to think pink. So it's really nice to have that option to color it in. And I did that for the mushroom hat and I followed my colored in chart and it was so much easier to not have to like convert colors with every single stitch. Makes it fast and easy. So that's super fun. Yeah. So video tutorials. Yep. Anita, there are video tutorials because especially if you don't know, I have a son who has some special needs. A lot of his needs are like, like teachers meet his needs really well in the classroom because they know if they offer all varieties of learning, that's the best for success. Especially with auditory processing, he has to have visuals. If he hears it, he may not be able to process it quick enough before the teacher has moved on to the next steps. So I have when I first started crocheting, I did not do tutorials. I become a big advocate for doing tutorials for my videos, mainly because of everything I've gone through writing, special education plans for my son. And I'm like, yeah, why am I not doing this for my business? So now I am, which is why I'm trying to include all the extras in the courses where we have these color and charts. That way, this is a visual video tutorials. Get that visual of the important steps because sometimes we read it and we're just tired or whatever. And we're like, why am I not getting this? Jump on over to the video, watch that section. And then it's like, oh, okay, now that I see it, totally get it. And you can hear me talk through the instructions as well. So we're getting that visual, we're getting that auditory, and that is the best success for crocheting because it's my job to do the behind the scenes stuff so that when you pick up a crochet hook, this is your hobby, this is your playtime, this is your passion, and I want you to enjoy it. I do not want you to struggle. We also have a crochet community to ask questions in. It's an amazing community of people. I as it's grown, I adore it. I love going in there when I'm kind of grouchy and seeing all of your pretty projects. So if you started any of these, I really want to see your projects. Please post them online. It's so much fun to see color choices because this is way different. And this is with the Mary Maxim natural alpaca. So I'm showing a couple different yarn choices as well because the first one was done with Valley Yarns. So I'm showing that you can substitute colors, you can substitute yarns. I have a post about that if you need some help on gauge. But this looks totally different than the blue and the orange one I made that kind of pops a bit. This one's a bit more of a romantic look, I would say, a bit more gentle, a bit more springy. I really like seeing it in the different colors because it's fun to imagine what else we can do. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you for saying that. No, I think it's with all of us. It's even like no matter what age we are, I feel you. Like the visuals are so nice to have. I wish I could go back and do them for all my patterns, I'm going to be honest, but I just don't know if I'll ever have the time. I've been doing it here and there for some that were more popular, but moving forward, yeah, my goal is to have a tutorial for almost everything I do. And I enjoy doing it. I enjoy putting it out there and saying confidently, hey, you can do this. Like there's certain things I've had people say, like, I don't think I could do color work. Yeah, I didn't finish this side yet. True life happening here. Yep, you caught me. Anyway, when it comes to this, if people say, "Can I do this?" I can more confidently say yes because there's so many different styles of learning happening. Because I'm going to give you the visuals. Because you have community support. Because you can color in charts so that the color work's less confusing. The written pattern, all the above. I'm more confident telling people, yeah. Jump on in. Don't be afraid to. If it feels like you're stuck, come ask us. Come ask questions of why. We might be able to give some tips. And I've seen beginners. I got a post recently of a beginner crocheter that made one of my other colorwork sweaters. I was blown away. She was like, it was her very first sweater ever. For me, I'm like, wow, that's brave. That's bold. I don't know if I would have done a colorwork sweater for my very first sweater, but she did it and she did it fabulously. So I was so proud to see that it was on Etsy. It was amazing. Totally fantastic. Oh, thank you so much, Sandra. That means so much. Yeah, I tend to use everything too. And yes. You are not alone when sweaters freak you out. Yep. Agreed. Not gonna lie, they freaked me out too when I first started. I couldn't even understand, like, wait a minute, what is the construction here? Like, what are we doing? And it's been really fun to learn the different ways to make sweaters. So this is what I say. If you want to jump into something simple, do this. Do this cardi. You will gain so much confidence doing this one, and then you'll realize how easy it is to make a gorgeous garment flat, not working in the round. I think this is like a 2-row repeat, and you're going to make a really long strip. This whole thing is just one long strip, folded in half, sew in the arms, sew down the sides, which is why it's so crazy. It took me forever to seam it. But super easy, super fast, and it looks knit. These are confident builders. And then you can take it to the next step and be like, oh, spam. And be like, now I'm ready for color work. Now I can do color work. Or, hey, jump right in. Whatever you want to do, we're here to support you. And as far as these garments go, I've had a few people ask, like, okay, these are wool. Yes, a lot of these garments are wool that I've done, mainly because I like the way wool works. Like this is a merino. This is an alpaca. This is a merino. Merino is my favorite. I love the drape on it, but as someone asked me this morning on social media, what is a substitute I can use for wool? So if you're allergic to wool, I think for something like this, I would say, because the drape and the stretch of it, the closest things I've seen are like something that have bamboo in it, whether it's a bamboo mix or whatever. Bamboo tends to have a great drape. The Lion Brown Kobu does as well. It's very kind of soft and drapey if you want to try to match that drape. The best thing you can do is do a gauge swatch. Go through your stash and then see what you like and do a swatch and see, like, wiggle it, like just wiggle it, see if you like that drape, see if you need to adjust anything, and then you'll know if it works. And it may not. And then you go to the next thing in your stash and you see if the next thing in your stash works. Thank you so much, Allison. First sweater? Totally crazy. I love you right now. I think that's amazing. I feel like I have more brave people in this community than I was when I first started. I think my first sweater was knit, top down, super simple. We're talking knit and purl stitches. I was not as brave as you, Allison. I took the easy route, and that's okay. Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah, yep, Caitlin, for sure. Like, that's amazing. That's incredible. I'm so proud of you. Yeah. Yes, this cardigan is one you can wear all the time. Caitlin's here. I know I mentioned at the beginning of this that Caitlin was with me physically. Miss you, Caitlin, already. Florida misses you. Last week, and Caitlin went to Disney with us. Caitlin works over at We Crochet. She's an amazing person inside and out, but also within this company. She's such a strong advocate for designers, and I really appreciate everything she does. So fun to have you on here this morning, Caitlin. Yep. Oh, Anita, you're asking where you can buy it. I have a link here. I think I actually have one sitting here. in the comments, in the description of this video, if you run over to my blog, it's the first banner up top for the Fireside. It's still on sale through this next week so that you can get it for that promo price. Grab it now before the price goes up and you'll get all the goodies, the bonuses, all the fun stuff. And it's, I don't know, I really like this collection. It's a fun collection. It's been in the works for such a long time. It was actually completed a year ago, shockingly. But now this is how I work now. I work way ahead sometimes, which is great. It gives me time to kind of process stuff, but I love it. It's so fun. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There's a link somewhere in here. Yeah. Yeah. We all love Caitlin. We all love Caitlin. It's so much fun to find so many fun designers in this community that are fun to work with. So here's what else I want to show you, because I think there's times where I'm online and I see a product being sold. I actually bought one last night. And I find the best thing I want to see is a visual representation, because I can tell you, oh, there's this course over here. Go check it out. But if you're at that checkout, you're thinking, well, what does this look like? It's kind of hard to make that decision of, do I want this or not, if you're not seeing what's after the checkout. So I just kind of want to show you really quick. I'm going to put this on screen. This is what the course looks like once you purchase. So this is really, really fun. Oh, that's my background playing into that a bit. Okay. So this is what it looks like behind the scenes. So once you hit purchase, this is what you're going to have access to. You're going to log in. All of your courses will be within my Brianna K studio area. And this is the Fireside collection. So this is organized for you in one place, ad-free. You can scroll down. So this talks about it. This is where we can go ahead and we can download. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I don't know if it'll pop. No, it opened in a new tab. You can download the ebook here, the entire ebook, but also just in case your printer is running low on ink and you want to print and go, I've also included for each one a download for the individual pattern. So there's more than one pattern, obviously, in the ebook. You can download the ebook, but if you're like, hey, I'm going on a road trip, I don't want to print the entire ebook, I just want to make this cute Forest Brooks beanie hat, I just want to print that pattern really quick, right here on the left-hand side, we've got that organized so that it's easy for you to do that. And then down in here, this is where we'll begin to do the if you're following on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, and you're saving some paper, this is where we have supplies with links, the yardage, and then it goes into the notes of the pattern, and you can see links for anything that we may not understand or know. We can do a deeper dive into those, our special stitches, the schematics, everything is organized right here. We've got the videos in here so that you can watch. Please load. I will double check that. It should have loaded. We should have videos in here. I haven't heard anyone say they've had issues with videos, so that's interesting. I'll double check that, but they should have videos popping up. I wonder if it's because I am looking at this behind the scenes. So I'm viewing it as if I were, see up top it says John Smith. That's who I am right now, apparently. But this is what the layout will look like. I'm guessing I'm not able to see. Oh, there's the video. All right. So the videos will be in here too, all in one place. You can hit play. You can watch the areas of it. You can go to the sections of the pattern. So it's like, hey, this is where we're going to split for the heel. This is all about how to split for the heel. And that way too, I find, for me, I find that it's so much easier to go in snackable sections, if that makes sense. Sometimes I will open up a pattern and it's like a lot. And I know sometimes you probably print my patterns, you're like, well, this is quite a few pages of a lot of information and this feels a bit overwhelming. The thing I like about the course is you can take it section by section and it feels like you're just really accomplishing one thing at a time, which I think is the best path for success, is to not get overwhelmed, not seeing all the instructions at once, just seeing what you need to do now. Here's what we need to do now. Here's the button of what we need to do next, and focus on that area without worrying about where you're headed. Because oftentimes when we look at a sweater, it feels daunting. Like this is a lot, but the video is going to help you go through, and the instructions where we're just going to work on the ribbing. We're just going to get that ribbing down. And then we're just going to work on this color work. And then we're just going to work on splitting. And then we're just going to work on the body. And then we're just going to work on this section. So it takes it in snackable sections where it feels less overwhelming. And this is something I love about courses. And this is why I'm starting to offer them more. I'm going to go back to main screen, turn that one off. There we go. There we go. I'm back now, full screen. Yeah. Oh, so magical stitches. Yep. So if you haven't seen this last year, I released a Magical Stitches course. Um, yeah, that one was fun. Still is fun. If you haven't seen that one, definitely check it out. It is still for sale. Wonderful, wonderful course to do knit look stitches. Um, Super fun. Yes, it's true. Lion Brand Heartland is beautiful. I also like Lion Brand Heartland as a substitute, especially I think it would work great for this. Um, Sometimes when I go to the main craft stores, so like Joann's, Michael's, a lot of their worsted weights can tend to be a little bit heavier than the worsted weight wools that I buy online. So the Lion Brand Heartland I have found, I forget if that I think that is labeled a worsted. I think it's more like what you get with DK, and but it works out beautifully. I actually think it would swatch well and work well for this sweater too. It's a really nice acrylic yarn, and I love how it kind of has some texture density to it visually. It looks amazing. Um, oh, thanks so much, Caitlin. It is more than just a pattern. It's a community. It's education because I remember how much I struggled sometimes when I started. And if you caught my email today, talk about driver's education. I don't know why it just popped in my head. And how sometimes we start something and we forget how much we struggled the very first time we did it. And then now it comes natural. So I often try to take myself back to like how I felt and how intimidated I felt when I would pick up new projects for the first time. So I want to alleviate some of that. And education, I think, is the best way. And also never be afraid to ask questions. No, I've never seen anyone get upset about a beginner level question ever. I think people are so, so helpful. I would go ahead and say, um, I'm going to compare this to my personal life a little bit here, but my oldest son has gotten into Dungeons and Dragons, and I knew nothing about it. If you know Dungeons and Dragons, raise your hand because I definitely need some tutorials. I was completely naive with it when he said, "I want to play Dungeons and Dragons." I bought him a starter set for Christmas. I opened it up one night like, "Hey, let's figure this out. Let's play this." And I'm thinking it's like a board game. And my husband starts reading the directions. We're trying to figure it out. My husband turns to me and is like, "We are not playing this tonight. Like, that is just not happening." And I'm like, "What? Let's just go. He really wants to play it. Why can't we just hurry and learn this for him and help him learn to play it?" Turns out Dungeons and Dragons is way more intense than I ever imagined. I never played it as a kid. I was really unfamiliar with it. And so then, of course, the next thing, what do? I go to Google and I was Googling like how to learn Dungeons and Dragons, how to get my son in a group. Where do I find help? And a mom blog said the best place you can find help is to go into a local comic shop. So I did. And the second I walked in the door of our local comic book shop, I felt out of my elements. I really thought people were going to look at me and be like, "Girl, you do not belong here. Go ahead and step right outside that door." I'm pretty sure I had like my bag of crochet with me and I was just like toting and I'm like, "All right, here we go." And that's not what I got. I really felt uncomfortable walking into an environment I had never been in before. And I felt it. I really felt it. And I really thought, this is sometimes how crocheters feel when they go into a community group or they go into a new project. And sometimes we're afraid to ask for help because we feel like people will judge us for not knowing. You know what? My recent experience taught me it's fine, especially with creative industries, and Dungeons and Dragons is a creative industry. People are so kind, like incredibly kind. They do not judge you for asking beginner level questions. I'm pretty sure I asked some questions that now, I mean, we're only a few weeks in, but I look back on the questions I asked. I'm like, wow, that really showed how little I knew. And it was okay because they were so nice about it. I'm pretty sure I was like, "Oh, so we can come do a campaign one night and see, you know." And they're like, "Well, it's a campaign and it runs several weeks and it goes on and on." And I'm like, "Well, when does it end? How does it end?" I had so many questions. And the best part about it, and this is also why I'm structuring things I am now a little bit differently than I used to. And that is when I asked how much it cost for my son to join a group. They said nothing. And I was really shocked because, as you know, with soccer, gymnastics, like anything else, we have to pay for participation every single time. And participation was free. And so I was like, "Well, what does he need? What does he need to bring?" And they said nothing. Nothing. I was like, "I don't need to buy a starter kit. I don't need to buy dice." And they said, "Nope, Just show up. Just show up this Wednesday and we'll help him out. And so we did. And sure enough, there was a very, very kind table and community of people who handed him a set of dice. They had extra dice. They handed him a piece of paper to fill out his dungeon. I don't totally understand it, so I'm still learning, but his like character or something. And they helped him the entire time learn it. And he laughed and he had fun. And we're still going once a week right now. We went twice this week. And it is so nice to feel that even though I was really unsure of this, I know it's where we belong because it was so welcoming. And anything in that is that welcoming is worth our time. And so that's kind of how I'm structuring this is I want you to feel welcome in my community group. I want you to feel welcome to jump into projects, which is why if you're not sure if you want this ebook course, go kick the tires, go on into my blog and see what you think about these patterns. See if you like the way I write them. And then the ebook is really nice to have without ads in one place, really organized, and to get a few of the extras within the course and ebook. But I want it to feel like you can step up to the table and you do not need to know anything. You do not necessarily need to bring anything. If I could hand you a crochet hook through this screen, I would. And so all you really need to do is just go to my blog and check it out. Watch the videos. If you like it, then grab a crochet hook, then grab yarn. And if you want, then grab the ebook. But I really want to promote a community that was as kind as my recent experience with our comic book shop and my son. It means the world to me, especially with the crowd that maybe might not be, we're like neurodiverse. It's so nice. I love people that are welcoming to everyone. And that's really what I want to continue to promote, which is why I'm doing these courses for a little bit of like extra like organization and a little bit of the extras. Come on in. We're going to work that. But also if you want to go on the blog for a few of these patterns, they're on there. Check them out. See if you like them. Join on in. Show us your photos. We want to see it. There's no such thing as a stupid question. No one is going to judge you. And if they do, I'll boot them out. I'm not even kidding. I am here for inclusivity. I am here for feeling comfortable to ask any question you can. Because I've done it and I did it with Dungeons and Dragons. And I definitely, looking back, asked some pretty beginner level questions that I'm shocked they didn't laugh at me, but they didn't. They knew that I was fresh to it. They understood. They were new once to it too. And they love it so much. They wanted me to love it. So it was so, so nice to join into this group and enjoy that. Yeah, Chris, it's true. When many of us first started, there wasn't this online stuff, right? Like even when I started 10 years ago, when I was starting to crochet, there wasn't as much out there as there is now. So it's so, so nice that we have these tools. And I definitely want to utilize those tools to keep growing our community and keep things going for fun, so for super fun. Oh, this is so awesome. Thank you so much, Luna. She's barking at the people outside my window. I may have to bring her up here on my lap. And Luna, hang on, come here. All right. She's going to behave now, right? This is my little puppy. If you've never seen her before, this is a 3.5-pound Pomeranian. She's my son's emotional support animal and mine. She's honestly mostly mine anymore. She loves to be in my lap and be in my office. And no, she's not she's not trained in any way. She's just too adorable that she makes you feel good about yourself. We don't need her to do anything special, but just sit in our laps. Oh, thank you so much for Teresa for saying you love my channel. I'm really trying hard and will always continue to try hard to grow that as much as possible and to keep offering everything that I can. Yeah, puppy time. I know. Luna Beans. Oliver's inside because he is still a puppy and he keeps getting into my yarn. He keeps like pulling it across the office. And I'm like, dude, you got to stop that. You can't stay in here doing that. That is the number one rule. Do not mess with my crochet hooks. Do not mess with my yarn. Oh, thank you so much, Christy. Looking at some of these. Hi, Heather. I hope you all enjoyed this course. So once again, it's on sale through next week on the promo price for the release price. There's lots of really fun things in there. If you're just joining, you can rewind this later and see what the course looks like behind the scenes. I want you to know what you're buying before. I don't want any surprises here because while surprises are fun, not all the time when we're investing in something. So I want you to feel comfortable and confident in investing in the Fireside Crochet Course and ebook. It's only $12.99 right now for the 4 patterns, plus a bonus is coming. I'm super excited for this one. I hope you are too. So yeah, I'm going to go and take Miss Luna inside. She's probably time to go potty for her really soon. Although it looks like she might be falling asleep. So I don't know. But enjoy your day. Enjoy your Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you're not sure what you should be doing this weekend, especially during the big game on Sunday, because I might catch the halftime show myself, but everyone at my house will probably be watching it. I'm going to be hanging out with my yarn. So if you're looking for something to do during the big game on Sunday, grab this course, get started on a project. It'll be a lot of fun. Even if you aren't paying attention to the game, I still love having crochet in my arms as I watch TV. It's fun. So enjoy your weekend. I hope you have some time with your yarn, and we'll